Hey YouTube, Bookem and here with Peanut, Oliver Queen. We're here for another episode of Comics and Beverages.
Well, comics and cocktails sounds better. Cracked my head open, can't have alcohol for a while. Cheers.
Cheers. So what's on the agenda today?
Well, this is your turn in the hot seat. This is my favorite.
Burning up over here.
My favorite episode of Comics and Cocktails. So, first question for Bookem. What is your favorite comic you had been reading before everything shut down? What was your favorite one?
Before there were no new comics.
Which one was your favorite one on your poll list?
Yeah, well, I'm cheating a little bit because I brought a few to show.
That's okay.
Only one issue had come out so far of Strange Adventures, but thoroughly enjoyed that.
You're pretty excited.
Yeah, it's Tom King and Mitch Gerards, I think.
In a
is how you
Peanuts
pronounce it.
pick, I butchered his name. It's okay. He gets called lots of things in our house. So. Mitch Gerards.
He's an awesome artist. And then, believe it or not, I've got a couple of Marvel titles. I know I don't generally, for the most part, I've been narrowing my reading pull list down to just DC and a few independent titles. But lately I have added a couple of Marvel titles. So one of them I've been reading right along is Daredevil, the Chip Zdarsky run. So this is issue number 1. You probably recognize the cover. It's awesome. I think Tedesco cover. I think
that is a really cool cover.
Yeah, isn't it?
I love Daredevil.
And then the writing is amazing too. So Chip Zdarsky's writing it, and I think they're on issue 19 or 20, and I've got the whole run of those. Really been enjoying it. Good story. Another thing I've been reading from Marvel is Thor. This is Thor number 1. This is the Donny Cates run. There's only 4 issues of this out at the moment. So issue number 5, once they restart comics, will be coming out. But really been enjoying that. Started reading that because I liked Silver Surfer Black so much. And that was the Donny Cates story I've talked about before. And then an independent title that just absolutely been love reading is Ascender.
That was great.
So the first 10 issues of that are out. And that's a fantastic story. Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen are the storytellers.
Those are all really good books.
Thank you.
Nice choices. Very, very thought out. I like it. Okay, so we talk about a lot of covers that I like, but I know that you're also a cover lover. That rhymes. You're a cover lover. So what are some of your favorite covers?
Yeah, so I brought a few here. It's kind of hard to narrow them down because there's so many out there that I really like. So for the most part, I do have one variant cover, but for the most part, they're just like the regular cover from whatever run they're in. Because there's so many, for example, Art Germ covers or the Bombshell covers that we really like, and it was almost too obvious to go there. So the first one I thought I'd show is this Strange Adventures with Deadman. This is Neil Adams' cover, and really pops. Picked this up at C2E2 from Torpedo Comics.
Nice.
So that's one we really like. Then, my favorite, as I'm sure everyone in the world knows, my favorite Batman story is the Hush storyline, which Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee, and Scott Williams did. And so I brought 3 different covers from that I think are just really good.
So this is...
Yeah, so this is Batman 612, and it's the Jim Lee With Superman fighting Batman, just classic.
That's a good one.
Batman's got him right where he wants him, and this one is.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, this is Batman 613, so the very next issue, and it's not a particularly valuable comic. It's part of the Hush story, but I think this cover is fantastic. It kind of is a play on the Batman Adventures number 12, which is the first Harley Quinn. But you've got Harley Quinn there with the gun pointed at Batman, and he's holding Catwoman.
He's too busy trying to save Catwoman.
Yeah, he kind of makes a career of that.
Yeah.
And then this is issue 618, which I just think is cool because, Jason Todd has been taken to the Lazarus pit and is coming back from the dead. So it's just pretty intense, I think, really cool cover. So I think those are all Jim Lee covers. I did bring a variant that I just really love, and I haven't really seen anybody else point it out.
I like that one. That one's on our wall.
Yep. So this is Star Wars Vader Down number 1. It is the C2E2 variant. Or I guess they call it the Vienna Comic-Con exclusive. I got it at C2E2 from the... who puts that on? Pop something or other, right?
Like when you... yeah.
Reed Pop is the name of the company. So I got it from the Reed Pop booth, so maybe it's not directly C2E2 exclusive, but that's where I got it. And it's just the iconic Star Wars 1977 movie poster, but kind of inverted. If you remember from the poster, cool. All the heroes are kind of grouped in the center here, with Luke holding up his lightsaber and Leia's there and the droids and everything. But this being Vader Down, and then you had Vader's silhouette in the background. But this you have it reversed, so you've got Dr. Aphra and Vader, and then the droids are, the droids from the Darth Vader comic, not R2-D2 and C-3PO. And then you've got Luke's profile in the background. But I absolutely love that, and I was so stoked that this came back.
You were what?
9.8.
Were you?
I'm stoked.
Rubbing off on him. That is bad.
Oh.
It's bad news.
Got to work on my vocabulary.
Okay, so I just have one last question for you, but I think it's a fun question.
Yeah.
And if I get... Hold on. Let me find it. What is a comic or slab that you have that you will never part with? Because you're pretty good at buying stuff to then sell. So,
right.
So which ones are you're not going to part with?
It's a good question, and the tough part about that question is that there is very little, that I wouldn't part with at the right price. It might be a ridiculous price, but I would part with it. Having said that, there are several that are kind of important to me. One is, this is a gift you got me.
It is.
It's Captain America 111. It's my birthday book, so it's from March of '69. Fairly decent grade, especially for a 50-year-old plus book. And then it's signed by Steranko. So, it's a kind of an iconic Captain America cover. But the fact that it's the birthday book and signed is...
and that I got it for you.
And that you got it for me is really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I've got a couple more here that... So this is the C2E2 foil variant for Batman 44, the wedding dress variant, and we got this at C2E2 together. This is when we were both there.
Yeah.
And then we had it signed by Tom King and Joelle Jones.
We kind of got a little obsessed with the Batman and Catwoman marrying. We have this picture, but like the art picture signed by Joelle Jones. We have the individual where Batman's looking in, where he's like in his wedding tux, and then she's in her dress, and it's like on my side of the bed and his side of the bed. You know what I mean? I mean, like we went a little.
Yeah. So our bedroom is kind of like the
Batman Catwoman
wedding, which
theme.
You know.
Because why not?
You know, at the time it seemed really good.
Like
but then issue 50 came out and everything fell apart.
Didn't end well for them.
But I hear they're getting back together.
What?
Yeah.
What? You always know the juicy gossip in Gotham City.
So, and then the last one I have is, you know, so that one's important to me because it was important to us. Mm-hmm. And you know, it was cool that we got it signed by Joelle Jones and Tom King.
That was
so that was cool, and I like stuff, you know, like that. And this is a very similar case. So this is Batman 43 from the New 52. It's the bombshell variant. So it's Bruce Wayne Detective Agency.
That's a cool cover.
So the cool thing about this one is that it's signed by Aunt Lucia, who's kind of invented the DC bombshells. Yeah. Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. So, you know, Snyder and Capullo are the whole New 52 Batman, you know.
And we love all three of them. We're kind of obsessed. Right.
But this is, you know, to me, this really represents something that, you know, it was one of the first things I think that we both loved about comics. Mm-hmm. And so that makes it important to me. So this, you know, again, this is not, the signatures are cool, but it's, you know, it's a 9.6, it's not a 9.8, so it's not, it wasn't expensive when I purchased it. I didn't get these signatures. I purchased this, you know, on eBay, but, and if I sold it now, you know, the signatures would give it some value, but you know, in a financial sense, it's not a particularly valuable comic, but it means a great deal to me because it's, like I said, it's kind of like one of the first things that we both latched onto and could really both share in the comic world.
Oh, so look at you getting all mushy.
Yeah, you know, that's me.
Well, thank you.
Romantic.
You are. I love you. Those are all my questions I have for you.
All right. Well, we'll reconvene at another time and
more comics and tea for the time being. Doctors
comics and cocoa. Could do that. I like cocoa. Hot chocolate? No.
We'll just wait till the doctor says it's okay. Okay, so guys, stay safe, be well, and then we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for watching.
Thank you. Bye.